Okay, Happy New Year to everybody. Today is January 4th, 2016, first trading day of the year. I got a little rocky start today, but shouldn't be much of a surprise for most of the people if we kind of take a look at the chart here. You can see this weekly candle here got a little sort of like a shooting star or like an inverted hammer finish last week before the new year. And now we're just basically playing off of this sort of a pattern. Whenever you see a shooting star like that, one should put the odd in term of the in favor of the seller most of the time. Not saying that it's always happened, but one should be cautious about that. So you can see that the S&P kind of pulled back today, and the level that I'm really looking at is down somewhere around here. And if we take a look at the more of the daily chart here, let's see. We're basically looking at this 1995, right, back to this pivot here on the close. It came down, got a little bounce, and again, it's constantly testing this FOMC pivot here at this 2020. So right now, it's kind of still trying to regain that, and I just put back some of these moving averages that some of these people, some people watches, and also some people watch them, and also the MACD here. So you can see the little confirmation from these technical indicators that the market is giving a little bit of a pullback right now. And so we just got to kind of sit it out for a little while if you're not shorting this market. Cash is a position as always. So you don't have to be chasing anything like that, because if we take a look at this SPY, I know a lot of people probably be chasing off this hammer candle here. Okay, and if you're doing some quick trade, then you might get a little bit of a scalping here, and maybe possibly chase it back up here to this 202.89. Okay, but be quick, because this thing could reverse. Basically, you're looking for this gap to get filled, this 195 gap here. Remember, we're saying that a couple weeks ago, and what we see is basically, this particular gap was going to get filled before it come down and fill this gap. So right now, it seems to be, heading toward this way. Also, it's, I think a lot of people are thinking that this gap might get filled. Well, it conceivably it could. Right? So we just have to watch the momentum, because right now, I think the momentum is more on the downside. Again, you kind of get this, MACD confirmation as well, kind of give you a little heads up. Okay, so anyway, watch the SPY. Maybe we probably see a little bit more pullback, although we got a pretty good last hour, sort of a rally on the SPY today, and kind of came back up. And I think a lot of people might be playing with a pop that the Asian market, especially the China market, might be open, back up, and maybe some buying might be put in. I don't want to use the word manipulated, but anyway, the machine might be doing its work on the Asian market, when it open again. So we just have to watch that and be careful. So if we also take a look at the Dow Jones Industrial, the Dow Jones, again, it came down to this pivot, this FOMC pivot, and got a little bounce. So let's go and take a look at the weekly, very much similar to the S&P. And also we take a look at the NASDAQ 100, see this shooting star candle, that kind of give a red flag there. And if we also take a look at the daily, again, we got a little bit of a doji, camera here. If we, later on, we'll take a look at Apple and kind of give you some idea. A lot of people might be, thinking of buying this market here because of Apple. But again, be cautious. If you look at these indicators and you follow these, don't say, well, I'm going to change my mind now, because consistency is the key. It's not the holy grail. There's no holy grail here. But follow your plan and your trading methodology. Don't go changing your plan or anything like that as soon as something kind of push it on the sideways or deter it in some sense. Just stick with it. Okay, that's what we call convictions to your plan. And but again, the most important thing is manage your risk. Right. So if we take a look at the Q, you can see the Q put in a hammer here, and it's getting into this retracement zone. So we probably will see it coming back down to this 107, 105 area. Okay, because do see there's a little bit of a congestion here, and also the support that might be testing. So you see this pivot here. These kind of support right here, somewhere around this 105. So I'll be watching that. Okay, and let's see on the Russell. If we take a look at the Russell 2000, not a pretty picture. If we go take a look at the weekly, and here's that price channel that we've been looking at. Let me see, could I get more? Let's see if I get more data in there, so we can take a look at that a little bit more. Data here. Here we go. So you can see going back from 2009, right, we were looking at this price channel, and right now it seems to be breaking down. So we'll see, could it hold up on this, somewhere around this 1085 area here, so that's the level that we basically want to see, if it could, hold this this area somewhere, this pivot low. So because it's not a good site. And if we take a look at the IWM, right, the Russell ETF, you can see that probably come down and test this 108.26. Okay, so be careful on the IBB. Let's take a look at the IBB for now. So we're looking at the possibility of breaking above this 341 and trying to run it back up to this 364. But you can see that it's coming back down and try to test this trend line now. So got to be careful and watch this, 618, this 320s area here. If it breaks down, then most likely we probably see it maybe make its way back to retest this inflection point here, somewhere around, with this this trend line here, and also this trend line crossing. So watch the Fibonacci retracement zone, and once again you can see the MACD is turning down. Okay, so now let's take a look at Apple. Look at some of the stock. You see Apple is booked down at that 105.99. We're talking about that 105.99 level that it has to hold, because also we're talking about this head and shoulder pattern. And if we take a look at the intraday, you can see how this intraday price movement is. It opened and get down to the low, and it's been kind of working itself up, back up. So gotta watch this shake and bake. Remember I was talking about this shake and bake, on this head and shoulder, right? So okay, let me see, could I get this thing back on the daily time frame here? Okay, so we're basically talking about breaking this head and shoulder pattern and kind of trap some of the short that coming down, and then we're gonna get a bounce back up. All right, so basically looking at something like this, and then so as soon as we squeeze out the short and then get some of the dip buy come in, and then it's just come down, and that's basically what I'm looking at right now. And then the major move on this head and shoulder pattern with a 161, and that's less than 80%. I'm looking at 87 as the first targeting point, and 100% is 75. So you figure it will be somewhere around this 80 level if we are talking about maybe getting down to somewhere around the 80% major move. Okay, so that's basically is Apple. And let's take a look at Facebook. Facebook, so we're basically looking at this 100 level, 101. Right, so you can see that it came down and kind of tested this this 99.80 67 level, and then kind of got a little bounce. So again, I'd be very cautious about chasing these things long unless you're just doing some sort of quick trade and maybe play a little bit of a recovery. But I'd be careful here chasing these hammer type of candle here at this particular point. Although a lot of people like to play these reversal, sometimes myself included. But right now, I'm kind of looking at the market going down for a little bit, so I'm not gonna go chase these long. I just basically waiting for these long, to let them pop and then maybe look for opportunity to get short. Okay, so if I miss the upside move, let be it. So I'm not gonna chase these until it give me some sort of conviction that this thing is heading north. Then I go and take some long position. But right now I'm basically looking for a reset, what I call a reset, for me to go short. Okay, see NFLX gap down, book this trend line, try to get back above it. So we're going to see, because this 115.83, we've been watching this, right, for quite a while. So you can see this thing breaking down. Okay, and you've been following these indicators, kind of give you a little heads up of what's going on anyway. Right, so although I don't follow that to trigger trade, but I do watch that from time to time to get some confirmation, because there are other traders that use those things. So basically you want to know what is the the crowd is doing, right, to some degree. Okay, so here's Alibaba. You see Alibaba came down, booked this trend line and booked this 79ish, this pivot here today, just got right down. So it's kind of heading up to this retracement zone and essentially this pivot low here. Okay, so we'll see how this thing gonna move. See, could it get back up to 79? Chances are probably come down. Get into this gap here, maybe retest the 68. Then that might be a good time to take a serious look on going on. Taking some long opportunity, to look for some long opportunity there. Okay, and Twitter. I haven't talked about Twitter for a while. It seems to be still hovering on this low here. So I'll be watching this 23.54. Okay, this thing might sneak up on you, so be careful. Just watch it. You see this right here, the MACD is actually sneaking up, so you might want to keep an eye on this. Right, so I'm not saying to go long right now, but keep an eye, whatever your trigger or your setup that you're playing. What I'm watching is basically this 23.54 level. If I get above that, also this trend line here, then there's could be a possibility that it could work itself up to this 26, then possibly get up to this 28 on this particular level here, or at least come and test this trend line. Okay, and let's see, we got Google. All right, okay, so see Google is also coming back down, try to hold on to this 50-day moving average. Again, you look at these MACD is turning down to confirm that the momentum kind of got shifted a little bit. You got this little inside bar here, right, and it broke down on the downside, before the new year. So you can see that it's kind of giving you a little bit of a pullback. And if we take a look at the weekly, right, you see this shooting star candle. So those are the kind of stuff you want to pay attention to, kind of give you a little bit of alert of some impending prices might be coming, on the other side. Same thing when you look at that hammer, just like you're playing for a hammer. For a reversal to the upside, you want to look at those shooting star for the downside. Okay, so the sword have double edges. It doesn't just have edge on one side in the market. Okay, so this is Amazon, and again, Amazon, we got this little trend line. It's kind of booked that. Again, if you take a look at the weekly, you can see that there was a nasty candle. It's kind of telling us to keep an eye on price reversal here on the shooting star. Okay, so yeah, Thinkorswim is kind of slow on the server, I guess. Sometimes when it's switch chart, it's taking a little time to download the data. Okay. So that's about it. Oh, let's take a look at Tesla. I haven't talked about Teslas. See that confluence, the inflection point at 20, that 240 level. Right? It apparently hit that level much quicker than I thought. I anticipated, and you see these little sort of shooting star candles kind of tell you, give you a little heads up that the buying might be a little bit exhausted. And again, today we got a little bit of a pullback. So watch this this lower level here, and also this this price level somewhere around what is this? 214. right? So if it come down to 214, getting close to this trend line here, so you might want to keep an eye on that. But again, when you look at these trend line, when it hit these resistance, if you are swinging or doing any kind of trading, if you are not putting that as a target to get out, then you should at least scale or put some protective stop on there to protect your profit. But again, when you have a gap like that, this big, it's pretty tough, to protect. So I like to scale, so kind of get a little peace of mind. Okay, so anyway, good luck.